Listen to what Senator Lindsey Graham had to say about our role in Israel's fight against Iran. Roll tape.
If diplomacy is not successful and we left with the option of force, I would urge President Trump to go all in to make sure that when this operation is over, there's nothing left standing in Iran regarding their nuclear program. If that means providing bombs, provide bombs. If that means flying,
busting bombs,
whatever bombs. If it means flying with Israel, fly with Israel. The worst possible outcome for the world is to take the Iranian nuclear program on and leave it standing. That will be a disaster.
Congressman Carlos Gimenez joins me now. Congressman, should we give Israel the bunker-busting bombs needed to destroy Fordo?
Yeah, I do. I agree with the senator in that regard. If we allow Iran to continue to have a nuclear program, it's the worst outcome of all. And so it needs to be destroyed, completely destroyed. As a matter of fact, look, I've been calling for regime change because if we allow this regime to stay in place, we're just going to see this, 5, 10 years from now. They are dedicated to destroying Israel and destroying America. And so, negotiating with these folks does not work. It only means that they think they're weak and then they want some time to get strong again so that then they can again pursue what they've always wanted to pursue, the destruction of America and Israel.
Now, Iran is on its last legs economically, financially. What would be the way in which you get regime change? How you get Khomeini out?
Oh, look, well, easier said than done, right? But one of the things that you do is you go back to squeezing the Iranian economy, and you sanction their oil. And I think that the Iranians made a huge mistake this morning by attacking Israel's oil refineries. Now their oil refineries are fair game, and that's their number one source of income. And so, yeah, that's the way that I would do it. And then format the ability of the Iranian people to have the government that they deserve. They're good people, and they deserve democracy and freedom. And so, we need to make sure if there is an uprising that we support that uprising.
Next one, Congressman. President Trump has signaled a turnaround, a real turnaround on one of his immigration policies. It appears he will now exempt farmers and hotel workers from ICE raids. Yeah, I see that as a huge reversal. Do you support it?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Look, I support what the president is doing, across the nation, but I do not support, all immigrants are fair game. Absolutely not. Look, what's happening in New York, Chicago, and LA is completely different from what's happening in my community. I'm getting text after text after text of business owners. They're saying they're going to have to lay off hundreds and hundreds of people that have come here and are actually part of our workforce. They're part of our community. They've been sponsored. They have family members. They have friends that are sponsoring them. We've never had the kind of issue that they've had in other cities here. And I think that we have to have a nuanced approach on how we deal with immigration. And finally, we need to solve the immigration problem. And I think that President Trump is about the only person that can do that. And we need to get to that sooner rather than later.
Congressman, thank you very much indeed for joining us this morning. Very important. We appreciate it, sir. Thank you.